Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to explain you about exception. What is the exception and how can we handle the exception and what are the ways to handle the exception. So first understand what is the exception. Exception is a unexpected situation or condition that occurs during the execution of program. And when an exception is occurred, our program is interrupted and our program is terminated abnormally. Let me show you. 6 divided by 0. Let's run our code. You can see we are getting the error that arithmetic exception divided by 0. We are getting the error because divided by 0 has no valid and finite definition in mathematics. Okay, and it is not in the limit or it is not in the binary limit of primitive data types. So first understand this exception. It is the main important things that we are getting the arithmetic exception, and why we are getting error, because we are dividing the number by 0. And where we are getting the error, inside exception demo package we have a class of exception demo, and in that the exception demo class we have a method main, and it is getting at number 5 exception demo java 5. You can see we are getting the exception. So what is the exception handling? Exception handling is mechanics, okay, where we can prevent our application from abnormal termination. Suppose we have 5 lines. So we have 5 line of codes, that 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So whenever any exception occurred in any of the line of code, our program is terminated abnormally and the rest of the code is not written anything. Let me show you. You can see as 2 line is executed and rest of, because of the error, our code is not runs. And exception handling prevent us from this situation. If we will get any error at any number of line, the rest of the code is executed. So that's why we are using exception handling mechanism. Let's understand the hierarchy. Okay, at the top level we have the throwable class that is further divided into 2 subclasses, that is exception and error. These are the 2 subclasses of throwable class. Okay, error is a situation, is a problem that occur during our program execution, and it it is not meant to be handled by the application. It is occurred because of the JVM error or by the system environment error. So we cannot handle this. Okay, and there are 2 examples, that out of memory and stack overflow is the example of error. And we have the exception class that can be handled by us, that can be handled by the programmer, and it is further divided into 2 classes, that is check exception and uncheck exception. So check exception is checked by the compiler, and it is usually we can use try, catch, block, or that throws keyword, okay, to handle this exception. That and the example of check exception are class not found, input output exception, SQL exception, file not found exception. And uncheck exception is checked at the runtime, and and the example of uncheck exceptions are arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, and array index out of bound exception. So let's understand what are the ways. We have 5 ways to handle the exception: try block, catch block, finally block. We have throw keyword and throws keyword. Let me explain you with the try catch block. So inside the try block, we write the risky code, the code where we are expected to that error should become. And in the catch block, we are just handling the exception. We are just catching the exception. Yeah, you can see that our rest of the code is running, and we are just catching the exception at line number 10. So this is about the that try catch block. And the finally block, that the code is always executed regardless that an exception is uh, an exception is occurred or not. So it is basically used for that cleanup resources, that if we have to close any file stream, if we have to close the database connection, network connection, so in this case the finally block is used. Finally, let me show you. You can see, hi, I always execute. So whether the error is occurred or not occurred, this line of code inside the finally block is always run. And we have throw keyword that is used to define the custom exception or user defined exception. Okay, I have already made a video on throw keyword, that custom exception, so you can see from there. And throws is a declarative approach to handle the exception. It just pass the exception response to the caller method. Okay, and this method is always declared with the method signature. Okay, let me show you. So arithmetic exception, you can see. I hope you like my video. Please subscribe my channel to get more and more video. Thank you so much.